Good morning, everyone, and a happy Rosh Chodesh. Yesterday, we mentioned that we will talk about why, when we put on our phylacteries, our tefillin, we first put on the hand, and then we put on the head. And then when we take it off, we first take off the head, and then we take off the hand. Meaning to say that the tefillin of the head is always on with the tefillin of the hand. Why is that? Why can't I just put it on whatever way I want? Say the commentary is something very powerful. As we mentioned, the tefillin of the head represents our intellect. The tefillin of the hand represents our desires, our needs, and our wants. The Torah is teaching us that we think that our intellect is really always in control. We're intellectual people. We think that if we think about something a certain way, or we really dig deep into it, our intellect is ultimately going to control what we do and what we don't do when push comes to shove. And they start telling us, no, it's not like that. When push comes to shove, when you get into a situation, what's really pushing you is your desires. And we see that in our physical world. You know you shouldn't have that extra piece of cake. You're trying to lose a little more weight. Myself, I know I'm allergic to certain things. Not deathly, thank God. I get headaches. And sometimes I just want that extra potato chip. Just want something, I just want that. And what do? We go ahead and we eat it. Intellectually, we know it's not smart. We know we don't need that extra portion. We know we don't need that extra piece of cake. We know we shouldn't be eating that. It's going to hurt us later. But we go ahead and we do it. Because ultimately, our desires, our needs, and our wants influences our thought process. And the Torah is telling us, therefore, we have to have the tefillin of the hand. As we said, the tefillin represent our relationship with God, trying to make sure that our desires and our intellect are going with the ways of God. And therefore, God is telling us, make sure that you have your desires, your needs, and your wants to be following what God wants. We should be wanting to do with our heart, with our desire. We should have a desire to do what God wants. And then we'll make sure that our intellect follows through. So we can say, well, just intellectually, that's all good. But we also have to make sure that our desires, our needs, and our wants also follow the ways of God. Because we can learn something in depth and figure it all out intellectually. But so many times we say, I hear, but. And that but is a desire. Wishing everyone a beautiful Shabbos, a beautiful Rosh Chodesh, and let's make sure that we have our desires in sync with God, and therefore our intellect will follow suit. Good Shabbos, and a happy Rosh Chodesh.